Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. So it took me a long time to decide what to choose for the topic of my icebreaker speech. A lot of my life is challenging and parts are quite devastating. But I decided to speak on my journey of becoming a social worker because it's really what has brought me to where I am today in my life. There's a book by an author named John Green, and he said, "Grief does not change you, it reveals you." My whole life I've been a caretaker. In 1997, my dad became sick and he died 10 months later. After he died, I wanted to become a nurse. I was fascinated with the medical field. I was fascinated with the language, the physiological aspects of the body, the people, the families. So I became a certified nursing assistant when I was still in high school. I started out in home health care and ended in hospitals. I worked with the elderly, children, and all ages in between, which are all very different and yet they're very much the same. So in 2008, September 27, 2008, that all changed. On that day, almost 7 years ago, my 9-month-old daughter died in a tragic accident at home, and my world was shattered. I was lost, confused, devastated, brokenhearted, and I was grasping for anything to keep me afloat in a world I was drowning in. So after her death, my dream of becoming a social worker really changed and shifted. It didn't matter, I didn't really care anymore. It wasn't what I wanted to do, it didn't feel right. I was introduced to social work by someone who became my dear friend and mentor. I saw what social workers do, what they believe in, what they stand for, and it really felt right to me. So in 2010, in the summer of 2010, I began my journey of becoming a social worker. Once I got into the program, you could do an internship, and my very first internship was with the crisis response team on the Glendale Fire Department. The majority of the calls we went on were death calls, and we would go and assist and help support the families because the majority of the time a family member found their loved ones, so we would be with them during that time. I was super excited to graduate. It was such an accomplishment to me to get my bachelor's in social work after everything I had been through. I really was excited. And then once I graduated, I knew I wanted to go on and to get my master's. So I applied and I got in, and I was in the advanced standing program in the summer of 2013. But after some tragic loss in my family again, with my brother and my mom, I had to drop out. So I had to start again this past year. So I'm in the second year. I'm starting my second year in my master's program, and I'll graduate in May, hopefully, or this summer. It hasn't been decided yet. So everything I've done and everything I do now is all because of my daughter. She's really been the guiding force to everything that I do in my life. And she has really led me to meet people along the way that have really helped reveal parts of me that I never knew existed. And I owe a lot to my daughter, and I am who I am today because of her. So that's why social work chose me more than I chose social work.